I want you guys to think about the last time someone gave you a compliment. Not just one in passing, whatever, but just like a real, genuine, authentic compliment about something you did or something that you said. How did you handle something maybe with some grace or better than they expected? Maybe they told you something you did that make a difference for them personally. And maybe they just said, wow, you're really good at this thing. Now, I want you to think about what you did next. Did you take it in or did you immediately redirect it? Oh, it was nothing. Oh, it wasn't just me, it was my team. I had a lot of help. You should see how much I still have to work on besides this. Or how about this? My personal favorite is someone gives you a compliment and you just change the subject completely and hope nobody even noticed that you switched subjects or even they said anything. Here's what I want to tell you today. All of those things are examples of deflection. Now, it might feel like some humility, but it's not. And understanding the difference might be one of the most important things that you do for yourself this year. Welcome back, guys, to the Emmanuel Dr. EG3 podcast. I'm your host, Emmanuel George, and most folks around here just call me Dr. EG3. This is the space where we talk about life, growth, and becoming, the real kind of becoming as to where you're going and the person that you want to be. The kind of becoming that requires honesty, reflection, and learning how to hold responsibility without losing yourself in the process. And today we're talking about receiving, specifically why people who are really good at giving have such a hard time taking anything in. See, we spend a lot of time in self-improvement spaces talking about what we put out into the world. How do you show up? How you serve? How you lead? And I can tell you, all of those things are wildly important. But there's a whole other side to that equation that almost nobody talks about. And it's your capacity to receive. And I want you, well, you guys are grown. You can do what you want. But I would hope that you understand something. Receiving isn't just a passive thing. Receiving is actually a skill. And see, for most growth-oriented, high-performing, high-responsibility people, it's the skill that they don't develop well because everything in their lives has been focused on them giving, on them caring, and them producing. See, nobody ever taught them how to just receive or take something in. So when something good comes towards them, such as love, recognition, a compliment, or even an offer to help, they deflect it. Not because they're ungrateful, but because their system, their internal dialogue, doesn't know what to do with that. See, the way you respond to a compliment is a window into how you actually see yourself. Not the version you perform outwardly, the one you want others to see. It's the version of yourself that you actually believe. Let me bring you to some teaching points and we'll get into it. And the first one is, I want you guys to know, deflection is not humility. Let's talk about what's actually happening when you deflect that compliment. Because it doesn't feel like a problem in the moment. You may have convinced yourself that it's modesty. You may feel as though you're grounded. You're not letting it go to your head. But here's what the deflection is actually communicating to yourself, but then also to the person that attempted to give it to you. It's saying, I don't agree with what you just said. It's saying your perception of me is wrong. And on a deeper level, it may be saying, I don't know if I'm someone who deserves to be seen that way. And that's not humility. Humility is knowing your value without needing to announce it. And see, deflection is the opposite of that. It's denying your value because you're uncomfortable with it being seen. And I can tell you, I struggle with this personally. I don't like compliments. I really don't like being able to be, the center of attention, believe it or not. And I had to train myself on being able to receive what I'm talking about with you guys today. If someone would give me a compliment about a performance or give me about how I taught, it kind of makes me a little uncomfortable. Or sometimes it's even subtle as celebrating a good achievement. I don't like being in front of attention. And, part of that is also not only me not being the center of attention, but it's also growing in a space where I'm not sure how to receive that. And I had to learn to sit in it, to be the center of attention, to allow myself to receive it. Because like I said, I don't want people to think my immediate deflection, oh, Dr. George, you did a great job. Oh, it was nothing, became so casual to me. And how about this? Automatic, that I don't want people to recognize that I don't appreciate their value and what they thought of me. Because again, as much as it's about me deflecting because I don't like the attention, I'm also negating what those other people have thought, felt, and then were sharing. Number 2, what you can't receive, you can't sustain. Now, here's why this matters just beyond that moment. See, there's a direct connection between your ability to receive and your ability to sustain the life that you're building. Let's think about it this way. If you can't receive appreciation, you'll eventually stop doing the things that earn appreciation. Because see, the reward, the recognition, the acceptance, the gratefulness, it never lands. It doesn't find that your actions are rooted with a good outcome, or at least a good thought. If you can't receive help, you will exhaust yourself trying to do everything yourself. If you can't receive love without immediately questioning it, why me? What are they thinking? What else do they want? When is this other shoe going to drop? The people who are trying to love you will eventually get tired of trying. Your capacity to receive is not separate from your capacity to thrive, like we talked about last week. It's the same thing. You can't keep pouring out of yourself if you never let anything pour back in. And some of you, if we're honest, you have been running on empty for a long time because you've gotten really good at giving and really bad at receiving. Number 3, the practice of receiving. Now, what does that actually look like? What do you mean I got to practice? Well, I just told you. I had to learn how to receive, and part of it was me being intentional, thoughtful, and continually doing it when I received something. Because what does it look like? Because you're not just going to identify the problem and leave it there. Did you think it was going to be that easy? As we've talked about before, it all starts with the pause. When someone gives you something, a compliment, an offer to help, an expression of gratitude, before you respond, pause. Just for a second, not awkward. Don't make it awkward, guys. But just pause for a second and let it land. Now, when you first start, you're going to have some feelings, some thoughts. It may feel a little bit uncomfortable. But what I want you to do in that pause is to stop yourself, or don't immediately reach for the deflection. Pause. Let it land. Recognize that you're going to feel something. And you know what I want you to do next? Say thank you. 2 words. That's it. That's the whole thing. Not thank you, but not thank you, you're too kind. Just say thank you. Full stop. That's a full sentence. Let that be enough. And then, and this is the part that takes the practice, let yourself actually feel it. Don't analyze whether you deserve it. Don't mentally list everything that you did wrong this week or could have done better. Just let the good thing be a good thing, even if it's just for a moment. And that's it. That's the whole practice. Compliment, pause, say thank you, let it land. Allow yourself to feel. And the more you practice that, the more it will become second nature. And the more you allow yourself to feel, you might actually recognize that you enjoy it. So here's your challenge this week. I want you to pay attention to every moment someone offers you something good. A compliment, offers you some help, kind word, recognition. I want you to start to pay attention. And you guys already know this, but again, I want you to pay attention truthfully. What is your first instinct? And I want you to practice that pause. There's nothing for you to do. Don't deflect. Before you redirect, before you minimize, just pause. Take a breath. Smile maybe, right? If it's a compliment, and say thank you. And genuinely mean it. End of story. There's no more discussion after that. See, that's the whole challenge. 7 days, next week, of you noticing, pausing, receiving. I want you to write down at least one moment each day where you practice this. And at the end of the week, look at what you wrote and ask yourself, how or what does this tell me about how I see myself? Because here's the truth. The people in your life who are trying to give you something, especially give you something good, they see something real. And when you deflect it, you're not protecting yourself. You're just refusing to let all that good stuff in. See, I know you've spent a long time giving. You spent a lot of time giving. You spent a long time and a lot of time carrying stuff. It's not selfish to let someone else give you something back. It's actually one of the most important things you can learn to do. So please, receive well. And as always, guys, I love you much.